All right, guys, we got another 1v1 with FlyingTaco versus BlackPhilip. FlyingTaco will be playing the Tomb Kings, and BlackPhilip will be on the Dark Elves. We have two pretty interesting armies here to go through with you guys today, so let's take a look at these two. Go ahead and pause this, and we'll get a good look. So, FlyingTaco's army is insane. There's 1, 2, 3 units of skeleton chariots. There's 1, 2 units of Nehekharan. Is there a third one? There's 2 units of Nehekharan horsemen. And we have a number of Ushabti, just a normal Ushabti here. They're going to be pretty good in this instance because they're going to bring a lot of AP and anti-infantry to a lot of the more elite armored core of the Dark Elf line. In addition to that, we're going to see a Tomb Scorpion, then a long line of 1, 2, 3, 4 units of skeleton warriors with a single unit of skeleton spearmen in the center there. Oh, sorry. We have 2 more units of Nehekharan horsemen. Missed those guys. Now, in addition, our leadership is going to be Grand Hierophant Katep on a chariot as well. We're going to be seeing Jas' Incantation of the Cursed Blade. We're going to be seeing Nero's Incantation of Protection. And lastly, Sekhmet's Incantation of the Skull Storm and his bound Sandstorm ability. We'll see a lot of vortexes ripping through this line. And this is a very, very interesting setup for the Tomb Kings. But it puts a lot of pressure here. There are so many chariots on the field. We'll be able to ride through a lot of the Dark Elf front line. In addition to that, you're going to see a lot of pressure with the Nehekharan horsemen to any kind of backline play, anything like that. In addition to, we also get a nice front line to just kind of hold them up, to line them up for a lot of these chargers coming through with the chariots and threatening the armored units with the Ushabti. Let's take a look at our Dark Elves army. And it's not similar, but it's not different really. Because we're going to see 2 units of Cold One chariots, and you don't see Cold One chariots too often nowadays. They do some AP damage with their ranged missiles because they do have Reaper bolt thrower or Repeater bolt throwers, which is quite cool. But AP and anti-infantry damage coming out of these guys. But they do suffer from the dreaded thing that all of these Cold Ones suffer from, which is primal instincts, and they will rampage if they get below 20% health, which is quite dangerous for any and all kind of chariot units. Now, in addition to the front line, we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4 units of Dread Spears intermixed with 3 units of Blackguard of Nagaron. This is a very, very strong play by BlackPhilip in the sense that he knows that a unit of Dread Spears is going to outtrade any unit of skeleton spearmen or warriors. If you take a look at this, you're going to look at the 25 and 40 melee attack and defense of a Dread Spear versus the warrior, which I think is like 18 and 22. So they'll be able to trade out very well. We have the Chill of Sontar with some great breath damage. We have a Supreme Sorceress of Fire, bringing the Flaming Skull, the Burning, or the trade up Fireball, and then the Flaming Sword of Ruin. No, that's Cascading Fire Cloak, as well as another Manticore to hunt down any casters that we see. So let's see how this bad boy plays out. It should be quite interesting here. Both of these armies are very interestingly matched up. You're going to see a lot of anti-large, a lot of charge defense versus large with this entire front line. So it should be fun to see how this plays out here. You can see that the Supreme Sorceress of Fire is probably moving in range already to do some fireball damage to Katep. Getting him down and out quick is not a bad play. Also, we can do some damage to the Tomb Scorpion as well. The air superiority of the Dark Elves is already established at the very beginning portion of this game. That fireball shooting, and just hits home. Hitting actually both units a little bit, but really doing most of the damage to the Grand Hierophant Katep. Got a nice charge in right away from the skeleton chariots, kind of mulching through. Another one coming through here as well. Boom! And we see Skullstorm ripping through things. Actually, that's not the Skullstorm, that's the actual spell, Sandstorm. Skullstorm, I think, is the brown and red one. But this fight is already going in. The Manticore has dropped in on this fight. We can see 2 units of the Nehekharan horsemen jumping in on these Dread Spears and immediately shattering them. And we see the other skeleton chariot having pushed through and the other one kind of jamming up there as well, looking to just kind of finally finish them off. The Cold One chariot looking to help them out with that Manticore as well, while the Blackguard of Nagaron pushes forward into this Tomb Scorpion and helping out this line of Dread Spears, which is matched with these Ushabti, these skeleton spearmen, this other portion of the skeleton chariots, and then some more skeleton warriors. You can see that the combat has been met down the way here. Chill of Sontar moving forward. You have the other skeleton horsemen, or the Nehekharan horsemen, hanging back here looking for a good charge. Building up the arcane, building up some Winds of Magic here to drop another fireball probably on Katep as that Supreme Sorceress looks to find a new target. And things are just riding dirty, right? Everything's going in and out of combat. The Cold Wind Chariot is kind of wrapped up here in a pretty prolonged engagement. The first realm of souls, not well of souls, has already gone off here, getting into that tier 2 almost quite immediately afterward, getting some more healing going on. Fireball, boom, right into Kotep. He is below 50% health. He has got to watch his ass. Joff's incantation as well being tripped off, getting some good bonuses to his AP and to his melee damage. We can see the Chill of Sontar has jumped in here onto those Ushabti, which is a very good target for them. The Ushabti do a lot of damage to the Blackguard of Nagaron. The Blackguard are in a pretty advantageous situation here. Nothing on the board is going to be able to really threaten them as much as those Ushabti. You can see that this unit is in great health. This unit is in great health. Where's our third one? Aha, they're right there. And they're teetering towards 50%, but they're still kind of holding their own. They're not going to really like this charge in, though, coming from an unbraced, or they are an unbraced unit being dealt a nice big charge for the Skeleton Chariot right into them. There's the Skull Storm ripping through stuff, going downtown, tossing things in the air. Gets an Hekar and Horseman looking to just really finish off this unit of Blackguard of Nagaron. Again, they're the biggest threat on the battlefield for them, for all these anti-large units. Little Sontar just getting bucked wildly by the Tomb Scorpion. Ushabti all over the place. Got the Blackguard of Nagaron on them as well. Another Realm of Souls kicking off. This is the third final tier, also activating another summon of the Ushabti. As we can see here, though, that Grand Hierophant Kotep is very low in health. He's using Nero's incantation to mitigate any damage coming his way with that 44% physical resistance buff. The Supreme Sorceress looked to do some damage to him, is now trying to pull back up into the air. Those Skeleton Chariots are on her, so she does have to get out of this quite quickly. The Manticore, though, is in bad shape, kind of all full surround, getting the summon. Looks like maybe not? No? Okay. Thought the summon was coming over there. Got another storm going after our Chill Sontar here with the Ushabti summon chasing it. Joff's incantation on them as well, looking to do more AP damage to them. Sorceress jumping right here onto Kotep, looking to just bring this bad boy down. 371 health. He is damn near close. He's about to pop. He's going to explode everywhere. Ooh, get him. Oh, just squeezes away with 131 health left. Just getting out of that. He is crumbling, though, so that might do the damage that we need. 87 going into a really bad situation into these Blackguard of Nagaron. 39 health, 28 health, 17, 6, boom, explodes due to crumbling. But we do have a really good center core here of Blackguard and Dread Spears. For the most part, the balance of power bar is still pretty even. I do think that FlyingTaco has a lot of really good situations going here with both of these units of Blackguard of Nagaron. He does have this last one kind of holding on for dear life, but it is putting a lot of hurt into everything over here. You can see this unit of Skeleton Warriors is almost completely gone. Tuna Hekarn Horsemen, still in pretty good health. You have this chariot and this chariot just kind of writing down the vestiges of some fleeing units. And then these two units of both chariots, Ushabti, or triple Ushabti chariots and horsemen, drive things home. Stopping to brace as best they can. These Blackguard just get rolled over by some chariots as they push into this unit of Dread Spears here, and then further into this unit of Blackguard of Nagaron. It is not looking too strong here with that big charge here. You can see that a Skull Storm did rip off down the battlefield here, missing majority of anything important. Unfortunately, dodging a lot of damage for BlackPhilip. FlyingTaco looking to get some good fireball action into this Tomb Scorpion. A nice shot here, dropping that to about 60% health. The Hekarn Horsemen diving into these Blackguard of Nagaron yet again. I keep saying it, those guys are the biggest threat in the battlefield. The stuff like this Tomb Scorpion and the Ushabti, they're just trying to bring it down as fast as possible. There's not a lot of anti-large, though, so the Chill Sontar is doing a good job mitigating a lot of this damage by just being a huge beast of burden. The Sorceress jumping into the fray, using her Manticore. Manticore does quite a bit of damage here. You can see 445 weapon strength, this bad boy just ripping down things. Tearing into that Tomb King ass, as they would say in France. I don't know, I'm not French, I don't think they say that. But still, nonetheless. The whole fight is just in shambles. The balance of power bar, though, now shifting heavily in the Tomb King's favor as they are pushing it well beyond 50 into the 60, approaching the 70% range. The Tomb King is trying to... the Dark Elves just trying to stay in it now. Both Blackguard of Nagaron are just pretty depleted at this point. The Dark Elf Sorceress looking to get some good firing arc here. Probably for another fireball onto this Tomb Scorpion. Oh no! Cascading Fire Cloak with a melee defense and an AP damage buff onto the Chill of Sontar. Got to get rid of that Tomb Scorpion. It is disintegrating. It is going off the battlefield. And there we go. By the way, I was looking at the balance of power bar. I was completely befuddled. It was actually the Tomb Kings that were losing in the balance of power there. And BlackPhilip with his Dark Elves that were shifting in the favor. Totally got switched around as I switched the cameras all over the place. But an amazing fight nonetheless. As we can see, really, those Blackguard of Nagaron, they were the MVPs. 113, 168, 108 kills. Of course, this is versus a very heavy chaff infantry front line, but there were so many anti-large to pick apart for those Blackguard. I mean, even the Dread Spears, they had their work cut out for them. They knew their targets. They were able to hit home. I think had BlackPhilip not gone with the Cold One Chariots, he would have been in a better situation this entire fight. But I think the Cold One Chariots were to counter a very heavy chaff front line. I don't think he was expecting 3 Skeleton Chariots to be coming thundering down his way, but he dealt with it very well. He kept his Blackguard in a very strong situation, supported by Dread Spears, trying to keep them braced as much as possible. We talk about braced a lot, but if your units are not braced, their charge defense versus large, or all for that matter, if they have that, will not apply. Keeping that brace situation going does allow them to get that charge defense. If they do get flanked or rear charged, they also do not get that, so that is something to be mindful of. Chill of Sontar, though, did a really good job of absorbing a lot of the damage from the Ushabti. I think had FlyingTaco kept those Ushabti on 1 or 2 of the units, the Blackguard of Nagaron, this fight might have gone a little bit differently. The Blackguard of Nagaron would have definitely done a crap ton of damage to the Ushabti, though, so let's be mindful of that. But I think at the same time, they would have helped mitigate a lot of the damage that the Blackguard of Nagaron were doing to a lot of the anti-large units of the Tomb Kings. I think the clutch summon of the other Ushabti onto the Chill of Sontar was also a very good play, but I think the Chill of Sontar using so many of the benefits of that big old beast of burden really helped clinch a couple things for BlackPhilip here. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Plenty more of this came from more lore videos, more quick battles. But as always, have a good one and take care.